Good evening. This is my first stream. I never did this, never was planning on doing one of these, but I feel as though this is the perfect opportunity for me to get started and for me to get what it is that I have to say off my chest. Right now, I am a little bit, I would say, I'm a little bit annoyed. I'm a little bit disappointed in some of the viewpoints of some of the people that I know and some of the people that I've been following here on YouTube. And I want to make a part of what I had to say. First, before I get into that, I'm starting late. All day I've been working on doing some home improvements. So that's why I'm starting this late. Um, I'm just trying to get everything in order together. But I know it ain't anybody here right now. I'm unknown. Uh, a lot of people don't care about what I have to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. And one thing that I want to say is I want to reiterate one thing. I want to reiterate that I'm not bashing anybody. I'm not trying to bash anybody. Now, there was an individual that left a comment on my first video about me getting my passport and going to the Dominican Republic, Pharaoh's Kingdom. Uh, he said that, oh, you're bashing, B dubs when you need to be focused on improving yourself. And he didn't even, it's apparent that he didn't even listen to the whole video for him to leave a comment like that. It's apparent because through at least half of that video, I explained some of my personal experiences, some of my personal struggles, and how I've overcame a lot of them, how I'm still overcoming, how I am currently working on improving myself. And that's the first thing that I talked about as far as, a man needs to do those things in order to be the best version of themselves so they can be able to maneuver in the way that they want to. They can have the freedoms that they want. Now, I'm not saying that, it's the B Dub's fault that my life is messed up or that I'm having issues or problems in relationships. I'm not saying that at all. And I was accused of saying that, and I'm making it very clear that I am not bashing anybody and I'm not blaming anybody. I'm not a victim. I'm not looking for sympathy. Only thing that I'm doing is putting my personal view out there, my personal experiences out there, and you can judge it however you want to judge it. Then I had another gentleman, I don't know who he is, but he hopped on and commented on that video, the Peso Man, and said that I'm spreading propaganda and he wanted me to pull up on this show. Well, I checked out his show and I looked at the content on his show, and the title of his live stream that's going on probably right now was called The Passport Roaches, which is an insult, a derogatory term for the passport bros. Why would I go onto your live stream when you're already automatically disrespecting me? You're disrespecting people that you don't know. You don't understand their experiences and their point of view, and you don't care because it doesn't line up with the way that you think. And that's what's wrong with a lot of these YouTube live streamers, a lot of these content creators, is if it doesn't line up to how they think it should be or how it is, they're going to just try to crap on it. They're going to try to crap on anybody that's saying anything that's different, not understanding that we as human beings, we're not going to live exactly the same. We're not going to have this exact same life. We're not going to have the exact same successes. We're not going to have the exact same failures. Everybody is unique individuals. And when I made my comments when I made my video, I was reaching out to the brothers out here that's having some struggles, that's having some difficulties, and giving them a possible solution. I wasn't giving them the solution because there is no one solution for everybody. Everybody is different. everybody takes different paths and different roads, and everybody needs to live the life the way that they need to live it. I'm not trying to give out any directions to anybody. All I can do is give out some advice. I've made mistakes in my life. I'm not perfect, and I'm not going to say that I'm perfect. I'm not going to say that I did everything right. I'm divorced, so that means that I had to have messed up a little bit here and there. But at the same time, I'm not going to tolerate somebody that's going to come up on my channel and say pull up on their channel while they're blatantly disrespecting me. And Peso Man, you're a disrespectful person. And I'm going to say that straight up. You seeing my face out here. So you know who I am. I know who you are as far as YouTube goes. And if I'm a roach, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to step on me? Are you going to spray me? What are you going to do? I'm going to still have my opinion and my point of view, and there's nothing that you can do about it. What are you going to do about it? I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not harming anybody. I'm trying to help people while you sitting up here trying to insult people. You see, I understand how it is to work on myself for years. Go out in the community, volunteer. I did it for many years. Going out here, talking to the children, visiting high schools, doing back to school giveaways, things like that. I've done it a lot. I've done it a lot before I was in a part of any organization as well. Back when I was in college, I was doing it. Even before I went to college, I was doing it. I can say this straight up on camera. I'm not lying. God is my witness, and I believe in the Most High. So you don't have to believe me. I don't care. I know what I've done in the community. I know the sacrifices that I made. I know that I've set up a block cleanup where I used to live at in the middle of the ghetto in Chicago, and I got disrespected for doing that. I've been to the marches out there, marching against gun violence, marches against racial discrimination, BLM, all that. I can say that I've done that. I don't have to lie. I don't have to say I did this and this and I didn't do any of that. I know what I've done in the community. And I know that after everything that I've done in the community, after all the times that I tried to help people out, after all the times that I've been there for some people, when I came into hard times, nobody was there for me. As a matter of fact, people tried to insult me. People tried to call me names. They tried to destroy my character, my reputation, especially back in 2020 when I was going through one of the worst periods of my life. I went through all that. I had people sicking other people on me to try to make me mad, to try to throw me off my square. And this goes on and on over and over again in the community. And you wonder why there's guys like me that's saying, screw this, get your passport, travel, pursue happiness, do what makes you happy. Be the best version that you can be for yourself. Don't worry about these other people and what they say or what they do or what they think. Because at the end of the day, we all have one life that we got to live. And like I said, and I stand on what I said about my experience when I went to the Dominican Republic. I was given a higher level of respect when I was there. The women were more receptive of me when I was down there. I don't have any reason to lie. That's my personal experience. You don't have to like that I have that experience or I had that experience and that I'm sharing it. And that there's other brothers that might be worried about whether or not they should do it and they unsure, and I'm giving them the encouragement to just go out there. I'm not saying that the grass is greener on the other side, because everywhere you go on this work in this earth is going to be messed up. It's going to be screwed up. Now, I'm not saying that the DR is perfect. I'm not saying any place is perfect. And that's not the only country that I've been outside of the US. I was in the military. I've been to Korea. I've been to China. I've been to Australia. I've been to Mexico. Where else did I go? I said that. I've been to the Virgin Islands. I've been different places. And I'm just gonna keep it like that. I've been different places. I've been to different countries and things like that. So I'm not totally new to this. Yeah, I fell on some hard times, especially after I got divorced 5 years ago. And I've had to do what I had to do to pull myself back up. I was in debt, but I got myself out of it. I made sacrifices. I'm still making sacrifices. So I don't care what you or anybody like you has to say. Maybe it's because you think that a guy like me is supposed to settle for just anybody. And I've done that in the past. I said I'm not doing it again. And I don't care what you or anybody has to say. And I'm not going to come up here and I'm not going to threaten anybody. I'm not going to do anything to anybody. But at the same time, I'm going to let you know that if you try anything with me, I'm going to protect myself to the best of my ability. And you could take that any way that you want, because I'm not looking for any problems. I'm trying to help people find a solution, not the solution, but a solution that could possibly help them be happier. I'm not saying that another guy's experience of going to the DR or any other country like is going to be the same that I had. It might be bad for them when they go there. Who knows? Only thing I know is that I had an experience. I decided to share it on YouTube, give my point of view of it, because this topic has been a hot topic for the past few weeks. But you want to shame men into being quiet, not saying anything, holding their heads down. I got to hold my head down damn near everywhere I go, just so nobody won't bother me. And you talk about this stupid thing called game, and it is stupid because women know whether they like you or not within the first 10 seconds that they meet you. And you know this. It's scientifically proven. But you want to sit up there and deny that and say, oh, you need to have game to do this. You need to have game. You need to have charisma. And then a guy that's improving himself, that's doing the best that he can, going to the gym, working out, eating right, being healthy, working hard, taking care of his responsibilities, and still getting crapped on. Like before I went to the DR, I went out on a date. I went on a date with somebody, and that person didn't appreciate me taking them out. They were only looking for a free meal. So she acted like she liked me. I took her on that date. She acted like she liked me on the date. Dropped her off early because I had tickets to go to a comedy show, but she was like, oh, I got something else to do. And she took the leftovers. And then the next following day, after sending her a few texts, she was like, well, there's no spark. Click. That's it. And I've been getting that response for a while. Either that or I've had people trying to force me into talking to women that they knew I wasn't attracted to. And I'm sick and tired of that. Because if I'm not attracted to somebody, there's nothing that you can say or do to make me attracted to them. And I understand that if the women don't like me, that's fine. Just let me be. Let me live my life. Let me do what it is that I need to do. If that means that I got to go out the country and look for women that actually like me for me, let me do that. Don't get mad that I'm exploring my options when women have been doing it for a long time. There's books out about it. How Stella got a groove back. They even got a woman that came out with a book called Pursuit of Happiness, when she talked about going to Jamaica and getting in touch with like getting in touch with her ethnicity through intimacy with the men over there. Like stuff is out there like that. We know about the girls' trips. But you fools, and I'm saying fools because of how you came at me, insulting me, and then wanting to call me a passport roach. So I'm calling you a fool. So you fools want to sit up there and insult the men that's finally just saying, hey, I accept how things are. Let me look for a different alternative. And at the same time, we got these alternatives that we're doing. We're not hurting anybody, we're not harming anybody. But you want us here. You want us miserable. You want us miserable. You want to make sure that we don't have anything good for ourselves. And then you wonder why it's a lot of men out here that's snapping. I'm trying to do something to prevent that. I'm trying to give them another option. It's okay to travel. It's okay to meet women in other countries. It's okay to date outside of your so-called race, especially if the people in that so-called race they don't respect you. They don't want you, and they made that loud and clear. So don't get mad at the men for exploring their options. If the women are doing that, why can't the men? If we're in an equal society, why can't the men do it? If we all supposed to be equal and we all want equality between everybody. So the insults, the shaming, it's not going to work anymore. I don't care what anybody has to say. This was my first live stream on YouTube. I never really even thought about doing anything like this, but it had to be done. It had to. I had to give my opinion out because I'm sick and tired of the negativity that's coming from something that's supposed to be positive, that's keeping brothers out of trouble, that's keeping brothers with some type of hope in life. You know, you got a lot of men that's in the same position as me, middle age, no children. Uh, we're trying to just hold on, and we're trying to find something good going on. We're trying to find something that will make us happy instead of doing what it is everybody else is telling us to do when we know that's not going to make us happy. It's not going to make me happy being with somebody that I don't want to be with. And it's nothing that you can say to change my mind on that. So if I decide to go overseas to find somebody that actually like me for me and I like them for them, that's on me. That's my personal life. I have one life to live. But I'm sick and tired of the shaming tactics that's out here. Yeah, I know I don't make a lot of money. I know I'm middle class, a little bit over 50K a year. That's what I'm making. I know that's not a lot of money here in the United States. So since that's not a lot of money here in the United States, just let me do what it is that I need to do in order to be as happy as possible. Maybe I will make more money in the future. But right now, I got to do what I can do with what I have right now. And I'm sick and tired of everybody trying to put boundaries on me, saying what it is I can and can't do. If I want to do it, I'm going to figure out a way to do it. That's what being a man is about. And men have been traveling for thousands of years, thousands, since the beginning of time. So since we've been traveling for that long, why is it that we are shamed for doing it now? What's the point? What's the purpose of that? What are you getting out of that? What it is that you want us to stay here and be cleanup men. And right now, I refuse to be a cleanup man. I've been that before. I've been the stepdaddy before. And guess where it left me? It left me nowhere. It left me broke. But now I'm building myself back up. I have a lot more knowledge now. I understand myself a lot better than what I did before. So you still want to shame me into going back into my old ways of thinking. I'm letting you know right now that it's nothing that anybody can do to change my mind. You can put a gun to my head and threaten to blow my head off. I don't care. at this point. I've already made up my mind on what it is that I'm going to do. I'm not going back to my old ways of thinking because it's too late. The toothpaste has been let out the tube already, and you can't put it back in. The information is out there. The women have made their decisions that they're not going to change. They already made the decisions on the guys that they want. Already made their decision on the guys that they don't want. And the guys that they don't want have to make a decision on how they're going to maneuver based off of the information that's out there. So no amount of shaming can change that. The only thing that could change is if the women consider changing the way that they think about certain men. But that's not going to happen anytime soon. And we already know that the economy is bad. It's a possibility of nuclear wars and things of that nature. So we just got to do the best that we can with what we have right now. Live the best life that we can. And I thank the Most High that I'm at this point in my life, you know. And I've had this conversation with my father, you know, because I was accused of degrading or, you know, insulting B Dubs, and I wasn't. I didn't even mention B Dubs in the first video that I did. Not at all, not once. But Pharaoh's Kingdom, he decided to say, oh, you know, you instead of improving yourself, you want to blame B Dubs for what's going on in your life. And that lets me know that Pharaoh's Kingdom like understands that there's an issue here if he doesn't even know who I'm talking about, but he makes an assumption of who I'm talking about, that it's an issue. Even my father, who's a boomer, he said that. I have no issues with anybody. Like the women that don't want me, that don't like me, I'm like, fine. You don't want me, you don't like me, okay. I accept it. I have no choice but to accept it. Let me go somewhere where I'm liked. Let me go somewhere where I can be free. Let me go somewhere where I can be appreciated for being who I am. And before I get off this stream, I want to say I'm not the richest person in the world. I'm not the poorest person in the world. I'm not the most handsomest person in the world. I'm not the ugliest in the world. I'm not the tallest person in the world. I'm not the shortest person in the world. I don't have the biggest you know what in the world. I don't have the smallest you know what in the world. But at the same time, I refuse to be shamed and downtrodden into doing what it is that everybody else think that I should do, especially when it doesn't align with who I am as a person. And that's what this is all about. And best believe that I did make an attempt the week before I went to the DR to try to reconcile and try to get something started here. It didn't work. And that was like the last shot that I took. And after that, I made the decision, hey, I'm going to do this journey. If it turns out bad, I'll just have to figure out something else. If it turns out good, I'm going to continue on this and see where it goes. It turned out good, so I'm finna see where it goes after that. And I'm going to continue saving my money, work on the things that I got to work on here. So when it's time for me to go back over there, I can have an even better time. And there's nothing that anybody can do about it because I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not harming anybody. I'm not putting any personal information out there. I'm not doing any of that. So all this nonsense about taking a dump on the brothers that decide to get passports and travel, it needs to stop. It needs to end because we only doing what's best for us based off the situation that we're in here in the States. And we didn't make it like this. And so if you want to make it a civil war, then that's what it is. We will see who wins at the end of that. At the end of the day. But other than that, that's all I got to say. I've been rambling on for the past 25 minutes. For the one viewer that decided to listen to me, thank you for listening. Hopefully, I get a lot of replays on this where everybody can see what it is that I got to say, my personal message. Even though I felt insulted by the Peso Man and I thought that Pharaoh's Kingdom was insulting because he refused to understand where it is that I come from, he didn't listen to the whole video. I understand why they feel the way that they feel. I was in the same boat as them at one point. I didn't want to go overseas, but I did. And I got a totally new view on it now. But anyway, that's all I got to say. Thank you. Have a wonderful and blessed evening. And I thank the Most High for this opportunity to live stream on YouTube for the very first time. Thank you.